Capt. Stanford with Texas Fish Tips this week, fishing report. Alrighty guys, out here at the jetties, good old jetties. There's fish all up and down these rocks. If you get outside outside of the north jetty on the north side, there's been a lot of good redfish. There's been black drum, there's been tarpon, there's kingfish, just about everything. I've seen some big sharks caught out there. There's not as much bait out here on this beach as there normally is for some reason. I don't know why. There's more bait down towards the south of the channel, but there's still lots of fish here. Look for the birds out here. There's been Spanish mackerel and kings mixed in. The birds are feeding on the little brown anchovies. There's ladyfish, skipjacks, just about everything else you can think of in there. Spanish macks, all in there. And sometimes they're on the south jetty, sometimes on the north jetty. Just check them, see which one's got the most fish. Well, right down Quarantine Shoreline, when that wind gets to blowing like it's supposed to be this weekend, you can get on the backside of Quarantine Shoreline and fish right down through the croaker and the piggies, or if you want to do artificial or popping cork and shrimp work. But there's some really nice trout in through there. Up on the bank is where the redfish are, way up shallow. You can also park your boat in here and do wade fishing down through. There's really good fish. Shrimp on the bottom catches just about everything. It'll catch big trout to them, hardhead, but it'll catch them. Go all the way down this beach, all the way down the trailer. Anywhere's down through here has been catching some nice redfish. Trout's been working really good. Piggies and croakers been the best bet. Like big cut, all these down through here, just in the mouth of them has been the best spots. You can try anywheres, but those mouth, like saying Trout Bayou, this whole area, it's holding more trout than it is out here in a wide open area. Also, there's some black drum right here in Trout Bayou, this little deep cut. Shrimp on the bottom is a way to catch them. All right, by the old L Reef right down through here, we've been catching some nice trout in this deeper hole right down through here. Croaker or piggies can work. You can use your shrimp or even plastics if you like. But there is some nice trout mixed in there. If you get right up on top of this L Reef, there's a big old PVC pipe right here. And it marks the end of that reef. And usually that's a pretty good spot. Anywhere down through, there's a couple of little PVC sticking up that's marking little cuts in that reef. That's some best spots to fish for redfish. Also, if you get some mullet, get on this other side. There's been some redfish out here in this area right here. These islands, island number 4, 3, and this little cut right down through has been holding some nice redfish down through. Just get some cut bait, go find you a pothole, chunk it in there, and put it in a rod holder. Don't do nothing. Check about every 10-15 minutes, put a new piece of bait on, do it again. We got the hot water, the saltwater sweeties and the hotties on the harbor coming in there at Chandler's Landing next week or two. So get ready for that, you ladies. It's really good fishing there. Okay, way out here in Corpus Christi Bay, there's some big whales out here. The little ones will hold some trout too, but the big ones seem to hold the better ones. The bigger shade, I believe, is what's going on. But shrimp has been the best thing I've caught them on. Freeline shrimp, maybe a split shot, and I'm catching a lot of 17 to 25-inch trout on that shrimp. Artificial will work some. Croaker works a little bit. Piggies work too, but that shrimp is kicking their butt. I'm catching big mangroves. I'm catching drum. I'm catching just about everything else out here, even a couple of sheep's head doing that. But they're all out here in this water when it's not too windy. Get out there one of them rigs, just tie up if you got to. Throw that shrimp in there and get you some fish. Now, if you get out on these rocks, out on the old T-heads, same thing. Throw shrimp on them rocks. There's some nice mangroves hanging out in there. There's some black drum mixed in. There's some trout. After about 10 or 11, you might as well call it and go somewhere else because it gets too hot and too windy. Then you can get over in this Nueces Bridge. In that shade, there is some pilings underneath those pilings, but be careful. But there is some fish. We've been catching lots of drum. We've caught some nice trout on shrimp. We've caught mangroves, just about everything you can think of. But they're all underneath that bridge. Be careful. Or you can put in over here at this area, the Margaritaville place, and you might be able to get in through there. That way you ain't got to do a big travel across this big old bay. But there's been some really nice fish out here. Okay, these piers all out here on Portland Shoreline's been holding some nice trout. There's some black drum mixed in there. There's a few mangroves up on those pilings. And like I say, that shrimp has been working pretty good. Croakers and piggies will do it too, but for some reason they like that shrimp right now. Also, there's some redfish. If you'll fish this sandy beach right down through here, like you do the surf, get you some cut ladyfish, chunk in that beach way up in there as far as you can. There's been some red roaming down in there. Catch some really nice ones. Also, these rocks right down through here has been holding some nice trout. Early morning, Shrimp is the best way I've been catching, but there's also croaker and piggies they work too.
I'm Capt at Stanford.